Hello, hello. How's it going? What is up, everyone? Welcome, welcome. Hey, hi, hello. I'm Angelisa, your host for Throttle Talk Tuesday, and on Tuesdays we interview influential women athletes who are making an impact for other women in the snowmobile and dirt bike community. How is everyone doing tonight on this beautiful Tuesday evening? What's up, Todd? How is everyone doing? Tonight's live chat is brought to you by Kimpex Connect. Unique in the aftermarket, Kimpex Connect is the first universal and lockable mounting base system for your snowmobile. It's easy, fast, durable, so go check them out, kimpex.com. What's happening, everyone? Thank you so much for joining tonight for Throttle Talk. It has been a minute, or a while. I am interviewing Lexi tonight. So just a reminder that we will be answering all of your questions at the end of the interview. So if you have any questions for Lexi, please post, comment on the feed here, and we will get to them at the end of the interview. But all comments, questions are so much appreciated. So thank you. And we are going to pop Lexi up. So let me just get up close and personal here. So I'm going to add Lexi. Where are ya? Can everyone hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up. Hey! How are ya?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. Hey, Lexi, I don't even know your last name.
It's Anderson, actually.
Anderson. I know you by Lexi Marie, but I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know your last name.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. It's kind of funny, but it's Anderson. Yeah.
Okay, well, I apologize. Like I said, Lexi Marie.
Yeah, no worries.
Anderson. How are you this Tuesday?
I'm great. Just yeah, getting ready for spring, I guess. It's the season. So
It's hard to believe that, yeah, we're in April. Spring's
yeah,
here.
for sure.
How's the weather there? It's pretty warm?
Yeah, it's warm. All the snow's gone. We've
Oh,
had snow off and on kind of, but yeah, it's dry. So
yeah. Yeah. Do you think you'll get some more days in sledding?
well, probably not. I mean,
Okay.
there's not much around us, and BC's a bit of a drive, and now there's some closures for highways and stuff. So, I
Okay.
mean, we've had a great season, so yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
fine packing. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Um, Kate, so restrictions, we're going through another round of restrictions.
Yeah.
How are you navigating with that right now?
I mean, it's it's been kind of tough. I mean, I've stuck with work, like that's been pretty normal. I've been lucky enough to go to work and stay consistent with that. And then we rode lots over the winter, so that was pretty cool. But doing some wedding planning and stuff, and that's not really panning out to my favor right now.
Right,
So
right.
kind of taking it as it comes, but I am sick to death of the restrictions, no doubt.
Yes, yes. I think we're all just so over it. But speaking of wedding planning, congratulations on the engagement.
It was kind of a surprise this year, so.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fun, so exciting.
Hmm.
Okay, well, let's dive into it. Can you tell us who are you and where are you from?
So my name is Lexi. I'm 28 and I'm from Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. Spend most of my winters in Sicamous, BC, though.
Okay,
So, me.
cool. Um, and as our sled season wraps up, how has your season been this year?
I had an amazing season. It was so inspiring. Between coaching and taking AST2, which was one of my bucket list things for this season, and then yeah, just crushing some personal goals that I had. I'm feeling more confident and happy with myself as a coach and a rider this season than ever before. So yeah, just an absolutely amazing season.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And you said you're packing up the sled. You're done.
Yeah, we're getting ready for spring and dirt biking and all the other fun stuff. So we
Okay.
got about this year. So
Do you do anything special to like put away the sled? Like no?
not really. Um, yeah, no, they just kind of hang out in the garage. We clean them up and take some parts off, get ready for next season, next sleds, but that's about it.
Yeah, yeah, fair. We do the exact same.
Yeah.
Sometimes we forget to put the trickle charger on, and then
Yeah. Yeah.
by the time next season comes around, we can't even
Yeah.
ride. Cool. So, you're packing up the sled. Can you give us some details on what type of snowmobile you ride?
What type of snowmobiling? So, I mean, we primarily do trees. I'm not huge into the jumps and drops yet. I mean, that's something I really want to push into for sure because I think it's awesome. And I've done a little bit, but we do a lot of tree riding. And Sycamoose is kind of like, it's not super steep, shooty type stuff, but it's, yeah, there's meandering trees and like super technical trees. So it kind of depends on the day.
For sure,
But
for sure.
yeah, our jam.
Cool. And what about the snowmobile that you ride? What are you riding this season?
So this season I was on a 2020 Skidoo Summit 850, just an SP, and I had 154 3-inch.
Okay. Did you snow check this year?
I did, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty
What did
excited.
what did you
Uh,
get?
yeah, I'm getting a Summit X next season, so 154 3-inch, but it's a little higher model, and it's in the blue and orange color, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice. Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mhm.
And what is one snowmobile accessory you cannot ride without?
Definitely my finger throttle. I used to struggle quite a bit, just with not control and whatever, but I'd be doing side hilling and whatever, and if I'd slip, I'd hit my throttle on the with my hip, right? And so with my finger throttle, I just find I have more grip strength, more control. It's more natural for me, and yeah, I just love it. So now if I get back on client sleds to try and show stuff, I'm like, I don't I don't know what I'm doing with the throttle anymore.
It's such a difference. It does make sense with the finger, but I understand how some people, um, just doesn't feel comfortable. I get that. But you're right. And I'm sure you find that very difficult from coaching
Hmm.
to hop on other women's sled, and it's like a completely different setup.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know it doesn't work for everyone, but I love it. And so now going back, I'm like, it doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. How did you get into sledding and who inspired you to get into it?
So my dad actually got us when we were super young, we got into sledding. I think my first snowmobile was a 1989 Arctic Jet 440, and it was basically like a little couch on on skis. We just got to run around as kids and go tobogganing, all that sort of stuff. So I'm really grateful for my dad to like give us those experiences and yeah, he definitely inspired me day one. He would go off on these sled trips with his friends and come back and show us these like crazy videos that they took on like the big camcorders. And yeah, like it was such a cool thing for me from such a young age. And yeah, I just kind of followed it through. So
Aw, that's awesome. That's awesome that your dad would come back from a trip or from a sledding day and like show you this on film.
yeah, yeah, he's all about the videos. So that was pretty cool.
Because those cameras at that time were like massive,
Yeah, they were
right?
big. Like in there and yeah, it's just kind of funny to think how lucky we are now with just like the little phones and the quality that you can get now. It's
The
pretty
tiny
awesome.
little GoPros, our phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a difference, hey? Do you have any sled shred heroes?
Yeah, I mean, I find inspiration in so many things lately. I mean, Instagram and social media, it's so easy to see what people are doing and just be inspired by so many people. But definitely Steph. I mean, Steph Schwartz, like she changed the game for me. Just through clinics and the fact that, she spends her whole winter just devoted to women and bettering themselves and pushing the sport. So she's always inspired me. And Nadine's always, I mean, she's classic, right? I've been watching her forever and she's an amazing person too. So definitely top two.
Awesome. Yes,
Yeah.
those ladies are great. How long have you been sledding for?
Yeah, I mean, my entire life, my dad
Okay.
started us. My first mountain trip, what I consider a mountain trip anyways, was when I was 13 and I was riding a 1991 Phaser Light, and it was like red and purple. It was pretty sweet. Um, and then in the last 5, 6 years here, we've kind of started pushing like pretty consistently backcountry riding, but yeah, I started quite young for sure.
Wow.
So yeah.
Awesome. And you've mentioned that you're coaching for mountain labs and camps. How long have you
hmm
been coaching for?
So actually not very long. I was a client for 2 seasons. Then after the second season, Steph started the mentorship program, which was kind of coaching us how to coach, right? So I did that for 1 season, and then actually this year was my first season as a lead. So,
Oh, awesome.
well, yeah, yeah, pretty new. So,
Oh, great. It's yeah, you know what? I knew about the mentorship program that Steph does. I think that's so great to like shadow and see how she does coaching other women.
mhm.
But I honestly thought you were coaching for, at least 2 seasons. But
Yeah,
with the mentorship program, I mean, you are still coaching, right?
yeah,
In a way.
technically.
Yeah.
She cut me loose this year, technically. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's been amazing.
Awesome.
hmm
Awesome. Well, and I got to experience you coach and get a couple snaps and videos. So you're definitely
Yeah,
in your element for sure.
yeah, I absolutely love it. Like, I can't even begin to explain how amazing it is. It just, yeah, I love it.
And that's actually my next question is what is one of your takeaways from coaching other women in sledding?
Um, I mean, women, we have to be so technical with sledding, right? I mean, men can get away with a lot of stuff where they can just muscle through it or throttle through it, or, like it doesn't come down to very like fine-tuned skills. And, like I've seen women that are 80 pounds do the same things that 250-pound men do, but it just comes down to how we use our engine, how we break down the technical skills. Like it's kind of a different ball game, and I love that about women's sledding, just because it is just a different game in a
Yeah,
way, right? hmm
yeah, for sure, for sure. What do you find challenging when it comes to coaching?
we don't all learn the same, so it's kind of coaching is a bit of a whirlwind. I mean, you got 2 days and quite a few ladies, and you just break it down to, you start with a skill and then kind of learn what works best for other people. So if you point it one way to one person, it might not be the same as, you know, if you have to show it to another person, right? So it kind of comes down to like the people skills and just, people reading, I guess. And yeah, just we might not all learn and we might not all coach the same. So it's kind of different. But in terms of well-rounded, Steph does the switch, as you see, right? So one group will start with me in the morning, and then they'll switch to someone else and switch to someone else. So that way, at least someone might learn better from a different coach. So yeah, just we don't all learn the same. So it's kind of tricky.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I think you're right. Like having, going through different coaches like in the same day, what
hmm
it might click the second time around, like when you're with somebody else, or,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, great environment for that, for sure. What's your favorite thing about coaching?
I mean, there's so many things. I meet so many incredible people, but I think my favorite and the most rewarding part is like the aha moment where they're just like, you can tell them and you can explain to them and you can tweak things and whatever, but until they do that one thing that's just like, oh my gosh, there it is, right? And now I know what's going on.
Right.
And being in clinics and experiencing that as a client, it's just it's such an amazing experience. And then seeing it from the coaching perspective, it's just like a whole nother thing where I'm like, yes, you got it. That's the start to everything else. Like, I'm so pumped, and just playing a part in that is just, it's so incredible.
For
So
sure. like you said, just to watch, even, I'm sure you see it. I'm sure you see like when women are, it's, let's say, side hilling, and they
Yeah.
finally like they get it and they just look up at you, with the biggest smile. I actually captured so many photos of women that one, it was back in January, when I came and did the photography for you guys, and like what seeing those smiles, like there's so many smiles, like that moment, that like the aha moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and smile ears and oh, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
that's so cool. Um, so where do you mostly coach with mountain labs and camps?
So Sycamoose primarily, that's kind of my second home, so it kind of works out that way. So
Okay. Have
yeah.
you done any traveling with coaching, or just
No, not so far. I mean, there's quite a few of us, so I
right,
kind of
right.
area, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So outside of coaching, who is your sled gang and who do you ride with the most?
Um, I got a few. So there's the Mountain Labs group. I mean, we try and get together before clinics and stuff. It didn't really happen this year just because of COVID and restrictions, whatever. But normally we try and get together. And then there's my Gateway group. So Gateway Sales and Service in town. There's a few of us that ride for them. And so we get together quite often, and they're pretty awesome to ride with. And then Apex Alpine Adventures out of Sycamoose, they're the Avalanche group. We took AST 1 and 2 with them. So kind of, formed a relationship where we like to ride with them a little bit more. So that's been awesome. And then, yeah, just, my family, they come out every once in a while. So got quite a few people, which is
Awesome.
awesome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good to dabble, right?
Yeah.
Dabble in different crews.
Yeah.
What is your oh, actually we talked about your favorite style of riding,
Mm-hmm.
technical, trees.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, okay, so let's chat a little bit about off snow events.
Okay.
What do you do mentally and physically to prepare for a big day of sledding?
So I'm kind of a slow riser. Like I don't get out of bed and run to the hill kind of thing. And to get up and have coffee and just kind of, do some stretching or just chill out for a bit. So generally like we'll check the forecast and check where we're going and the avalanche reports and whatever, have some coffee, kind of relax, and then I can get in like the right headspace, I guess. Because otherwise I get kind of ramped up, which doesn't help me. So yeah, no, it's pretty chill for sure.
Okay, yeah, for sure. There's something to be said about like rushing in the
Yeah,
mornings.
yeah, I don't like.
Yeah, I'd rather wake up really early and like have the coffee and like do all my like, yeah,
Yeah,
morning routines, rituals.
way.
What about, do you have like maybe an evening routine at all? Like, are you pretty, like you need to go to bed early, full night's sleep?
But you just like to stretch lots. I mean, in the evenings after and in the morning before I go. And then, yeah, I just like to keep everything pretty low key.
Yeah,
And yeah, sleep is super important. So I go to bed pretty early. But yeah.
yeah, fair. Do you do the same thing with like coaching days, weekends?
Yeah, I mean, coaching's a little more hectic. I find, which I'm like, get up and I gotta make sure everything's ready and I got all my stuff. So then we eat breakfast and we're about and get some gas quick, and then we gotta make sure everyone's loaded and whatever.
For sure.
So after all the ladies are good and everyone's going and we're all lined out on the trail, that's kind of when I can get my head together and think about stuff. That's kind of the meditation time almost. So
The
that's
decompress
yeah,
in a way.
big time. It's the trail. So
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Um, and do you have a workout routine that has helped you with sledding?
Not really. I mean, I like to be pretty consistent in lifting weights and doing some cardio as much as I can. And then just in off season, like we ride mountain bikes and dirt bikes, whatever. But yeah, just lifting weights is big, even for, flipping sleds and all that sort of stuff.
For
And
sure, for sure.
with COVID, it's been a little harder. So this season I went into it, a little weaker than I'd like to be. And it was noticeably different actually. So
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
hmm.
And you said you mountain bike and you dirt bike. So Do you
Mhm.
find that doing that in the summer, it has already, like, you've transitioned into sledding because you're kind of used to
Yeah, it's a,
riding in a way?
I'd like to be a little more consistent. I didn't ride as much as I wanted to last, but it definitely helps. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, struggles and pains. This one's kind of my favorite one to talk about because
Yeah.
the sport, comes with a lot of challenges. What is one thing that you have struggled with or currently struggling with when it comes to sledding?
Um, yeah, it's got to be the mental game for sure. I mean, that's such a big thing in sports, and it's kind of overlooked, I find. So yeah, just being prepared mentally and knowing how to handle it makes a big difference. And when I started sledding, like I couldn't control it. I was constantly stressed, and just, it really held me back. So now that I'm getting a little more confident in myself and my abilities and whatever, I can kind of take that moment to realize what's going on in my head and just be like, okay, wow, like this is what's going on. Just take a minute, collect yourself, and go, right? So just fighting the mental battle is probably the biggest thing for me for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Mm.
And have you had any injuries that have set you back?
No, I've been very fortunate. I broke some bones when I was little doing stupid stuff on quads and whatever. But other than that, I mean, lately I'm pretty cautious. So,
Okay. And what about some wins? Do you have it? Did you have a successful year for sledding or events that you remember? Tell us some of your wins.
yeah. So, I mean, between my first like official year of coaching, that was such a win for me. Yeah, I can't even explain how much that meant to me this year. And ASD2 again was a big eye opener and something that I really wanted to do. So that was awesome. And then there's one ride that really stands out to me this year, and it was with the Apex guys and my fiance, and it was one of those mornings where I was like, okay, the guys are going, and I'm just gonna let them do their thing. I don't want to hold them back, and I hate that. I hate that I still think that way, and that even crosses our minds. But I know it's kind of a common thing, right? And so luckily I have a great crew, and they're like, you're coming with, we're just doing chill tree riding today, you can do it. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. It wasn't chill tree riding in my mind. Like we went into all sorts of shit that day, and it's probably one of the hardest rides I've ever had in my life, but honestly the most rewarding one that I've ever experienced. And I'm so grateful that I have those guys to be like, you're coming, you're not going to hold us back, we'll dig you out of whatever you get into. Like the crew that you choose is so important, right? And that just made my whole season. So yeah, that was definitely one for the books, and I did stuff that I didn't think I could, and left it just feeling like $1,000,000. So
Awesome. Oh, I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good story. Such a big win.
Yeah.
Rewarding.
Stoked.
For sure. Okay, let's chat future Lexi. Going into winter season of 2021, what was your number one goal for this year?
So last season was a little more about becoming more confident. I just wanted to get so comfortable on my sled that it was kind of an extension of myself. And I think I did, pretty good with that this season. I'm really confident. I didn't get a lot of content. I just rode. I didn't, take a lot of pictures, whatever. And so now that I'm confident there, I kind of will push more next season into like more of the trick stuff and the jumps and the drops and, re-entry stuff, like the more showy things, just to push it a little further, right? So I'm kind of excited about that, a little nervous, but I think I got it. So
You definitely got it.
yeah, thanks.
I swear, like I've seen you like do some, pillow jumps and wheelies and all that fun stuff. So you got
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, a little bit, and I have a great crew of like teachers and whatever, but just to push it just, that much further this season, that's kind of my plan. So,
awesome. Love
yeah.
it. Um, we talked about the mental game. Would you say you put a lot of pressure on yourself when it comes to riding? And do you put pressure on yourself when it comes to coaching?
I mean, I definitely used to. I definitely used to beat the crap out of myself every day that I rode, and it made it not enjoyable, and it really like hindered my riding, I find. So, I've gotten to a point where I'm okay with, not pushing myself really hard. If I'm not, ready for it, I'll ride where I'm comfortable. I do kind of what I want to do. I push out a little bit some days. And, if I want to push myself really hard, I have to be mentally ready for it. And I've kind of accepted that, and it's really worked in my favor. And I find that's kind of the same with coaching too, because like the more you force it, the more weird you get, right? And the less natural it comes across. So I know when I was a client, I really reacted well to just very natural, very down to earth coaching. And I try to do that myself. I'm very open, and I don't put a lot of pressure on it because it makes me weird. So yeah, just try and keep it real and authentic and go from there. Seems to be working.
Awesome. Oh, I love it. That's actually a really great, valuable thing you just shared because you're right. Like, I think for a lot of us, we do put pressure on ourselves, but if you can like let that go and
Yeah.
just like let it just flow naturally.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but
Yeah,
I,
it is. It works once you kind of get there. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, what would you whisper in the ear of young Lexi, who was first starting out as a sledder?
Don't let fear stand in your way, obviously, and you're gonna go far. I mean, it sounds kind of silly, but even when I started in clinics with Steph, I put myself in a beginner class. And I'd been riding for a very long time, but I just was like, there's no way I'm any better than, beginner. And so even after a couple clinics with her, I still tried to put myself in beginner. And she messaged me and was like, Lexi, you're not like, you can come, but you can't come as a beginner. Like, and so just getting past that mental part and just being like, okay, like I am, I'm good enough to be here, and, I'm going to get far, and, you kind of have to lift yourself to where you're going. Right. So if I could go back and be like, hey, you're going to get here, then, you wouldn't doubt yourself at all. So
For sure.
yeah.
Lifting yourself up.
Yeah.
Like we always hear like lifting up others, but actually like lifting yourself up because yes, you're right. Like
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you try and stay humble and whatever, but it's also like you got to really put yourself out there to get where you want to be. Just go for
Abs
it. Like just
Absolutely. Oh, I love it. That's
yeah.
great. Okay, and any advice you'd like to give to women who are getting into the sport?
Um, Obviously I'm gonna preach camps and whatever, but coming from experience, if you're just starting out, go to a course. You're gonna meet amazing women that are in it with you. You're not going to have a whole plethora of bad habits to break. You're going to start as a blank slate and just crush it all the way through. And, like we can learn from our significant others. There's no doubt about it. And some people are very good at it, but other people learn well from, you know, women learn well from women because we ride differently than men, right?
Mhm.
So obviously I'm a huge proponent of going for clinics and whatever, and then yeah, like find a good crew, like find someone that's gonna bring you out and dig you out of the snow and smile with you, laugh with you, like that's so important. And we kind of, I think we don't realize how important it is sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. To even reach out to those that are, really good riders. I
Yeah.
know for myself, like I'm a very shy person. I'm an introvert. So I would get super nervous asking, other people that are really, great riders, advanced riders. And then when I did go out with them, oh man, I pushed myself like beyond that I even
Yes,
thought that
big
I
time.
could ride. So yeah, I think that's great advice. It's just like putting yourself out there and just connecting with people, better
Yeah.
riders than yourself, and you're gonna push
Yeah,
yourself.
push yourself, absolutely. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
awesome. And a quote you live by.
um I mean, I've always lived by like everything happens for a reason. And that kind of applies to sledding. It applies to everything. Like you are where you're supposed to be, right? Like you don't, I don't know. There's quite a bit to that, I guess. You don't have to fake it till you make it. Like just you're where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's a good one. And where can we follow you in your journey as an athlete?
Primarily on Instagram, this page. I do have Facebook, but I'm not super active on it, and I'm not really techie, so this is kind of where I'm at is
Yes.
Instagram.
Instagram. Yes.
Yeah.
Instagram's where it's at. Okay, so I have a fun 5 quick questions. So it's one or the other. Okay.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Monosuit or two-piece?
Monosuit for sure.
Gloves or mitts?
Gloves.
Low visibility but with powder or tracked and sunny?
Yeah, low vis. I like the
Thumb throttle or finger throttle?
finger throttle all the way.
Sled, sled deck or trailer?
Sled deck.
Awesome. And that's it. I do have a question from Tegan Sarah. Did I
Ooh.
get her last name? Tegan_S?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. She asks, what do you do to conquer that challenge? When you were saying with the mental, your most challenging thing is, going through, gosh, I'm having a blank.
Yeah, like the mental challenge of just, yeah, how do I get
Sled.
through it? I find so I had one kind of late in the season and I'd been crushing stuff like all season in my opinion, personal, whatever. But I found I was sitting at the bottom of this like cool pillowy incline with some trees, like nothing crazy. And my body was like, no, no. And I was just like, okay, I could get mad at myself at this point and I could totally shut down, or I could just sit here. So I sat at the bottom of this little incline while Lyndon did like laps around me and just tootled around. He's been so great for this. But I sat there for about probably 10 minutes and just like chilled and just brought everything down and made everything just calm and whatever. And then eventually I was like, okay, I got this. I've done this a million times and there's nothing bad that's going to happen to you. So just like mantras and stuff in your head that's just, all right, just go crush it because you know how, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, take the time for you, even if people are riffing around beside you. Just do it for you.
Taking that moment. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, because I swear there's been, a few times for me, like where I panic, but
Yeah.
coming to my center, knowing
Yeah.
that everything's okay.
Exactly. It makes a difference. So
For sure. Oh,
Mhm.
awesome. And she also says, asks, what is your favorite part of snowmobiling?
I think, like besides personal accomplishments, just like where it takes you. There's a ton of places that I never would have seen in my lifetime if it wouldn't have been for a snowmobile, right? And the experiences with friends. I mean, there aren't a lot of sports, in my opinion, that you can do that take you to the places you go with the people you love, and just the overall experience of it is just unlike anything else I find. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to open it up to the rest of the crew that's with us today. So I'm just going to scroll up to the top.
Sure.
And let's just see here. So if you guys have any questions for Lexi, now is the time. Official Overlander, hi from Connecticut, Ohio. Hello,
Oh.
hello. Yeah, it's so cool seeing like who comes in and
Yeah.
who's tuning in around the world. Scrolling. Oh, I think, where am I here? Steph Schwartz. Lexi is the calm to my soul, incredible rider, and invaluable coach for my team. Where is one place you'd love to ride but haven't yet? Love you, kid.
One place I would like to ride. I don't know. I think Whistler. I do.
Ah, you haven't been?
No, I haven't. I actually haven't heard a lot of places. I've only ever been Sycamoose, Revelstoke, and Fernie, and then just around Rocky. So, I mean, I haven't been a lot of places yet.
Ah, you need to come out this way. We'll have to do it for sure next season.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Cool.
Um,
Awesome. Jessie Petit Pois, she says, just made it out of work. Hi. Hi. Emblem. Lexi is such an incredible coach. She full-heartedly believes in the women she coaches, and that was so evident even in my very short time being coached by her. So encouraging and down to earth.
Oh, that's so amazing. Thank you.
Nikki Foruk 3, the worst with the Instagram handles. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. What advice would you give young girls who are trying to try something new?
I mean, yeah, just go for it. Obviously, finding someone that can help you is a big thing. Having that calm in your corner is super important. But I mean, a lot of the times, nothing bad is gonna happen to you. So push yourself. You're gonna absolutely love it in the end, right? So yeah.
Awesome. Jesse, when will we see you in Pemberton? We missed you with the Mountain Lab girls on
I
last
feel
weekend.
so sad I missed that one actually. So I would really like to come next season. I want to start touring around a little more. So
For
that's
sure.
next season. I'm down.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
For
Uh,
sure.
Dreaming in Turquoise, she says, so proud of you, Lexi. I love watching your journey and crush your goals. This may have been already asked, and if so, I'll catch the replay of the beginning. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Ooh,
In the sledding world.
dang girl. Um, I would love to still be coaching. I see that long term, if at all possible. Yeah, I mean, coaching is kind of where my heart's at, so I'm really hoping to continue with that, and then yeah, just to keep riding and doing my thing. I guess that's crazy. I've never actually thought about 5 years in the future. You think
It
about, but
It's hard. It's hard to think. My husband, he's always saying, like, where do we see ourselves in 5 years? I'm like, I can't even think about what's for supper tonight.
yeah,
Like,
I know. I'm thinking about next season, like that's forever away. But yeah,
right.
wow, coaching, hopefully.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that is all that we have for today. I want to say thank you so much, Lexi, for joining me today. It's been a
Yes.
pleasure getting to know your story, getting to know you as a woman athlete. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I did have some girls reach out to me saying they wanted to hear more from you. So,
No way. Oh, this is such an
yeah,
amazing experience. And I was totally nervous, I'll be honest, but this is just, it's amazing. And I'm really glad we got to connect. And
yeah.
yeah, what you do with the Braap Babe stuff. And yeah, keep crushing it too. It's just amazing.
Awesome. Well, yeah, you as well. Keep crushing it. I love seeing your adventures, your journey. I love seeing you expand with your growth in sledding. And yeah, it's
Oh,
been awesome getting to know you.
yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. And we will catch you guys on the next Throttle Talk Tuesday. Have a good night, guys.
Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Bye.
See you.